Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, English Journey Conversation. I'm really happy to see you here. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Hello, my friend. Welcome to another calm and relaxing episode of English Journey Conversation. I am very happy that you pressed play and joined me today. Maybe you're walking outside, or maybe you're cleaning your room. Perhaps you're sitting on your sofa with a warm cup of tea. No matter where you are or what you are doing, thank you for being here with me. This podcast is a safe place for you. It is a place where you can learn English, practice listening, and also grow as a person. So take a deep breath with me. Now smile. You are here. You are learning. And that is already something wonderful. Every episode of this podcast is made with love and care, just for you. I want you to feel confident when you speak and listen in English. Today, we will talk about something very simple, but very powerful. It is an idea that can change your English learning and also your whole life. The topic is progress over perfection. These 3 words can help you a lot. They can help you feel less scared. They can help you do more. They can help you move forward step by step. Now, let's be honest. Many English learners feel afraid when they make mistakes. Maybe you feel the same way sometimes. You may think, I must be perfect before I speak English. I must say everything correctly. I must write without any mistakes. I must sound exactly like a native speaker. Because of this thinking, many people do not even try. They wait. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for the perfect words. They wait for the perfect moment. But here's the truth, my friend. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to make progress. Even small progress is powerful. One small step every day is much better than waiting and doing nothing. Let me give you an example. Imagine a person who wants to learn to play a musical instrument. They want to play the guitar, piano, or violin. At first, they may not know how to hold it properly. They may not know how to play a single song. But if they practice a little bit every day, they will slowly improve. At first, they may play wrong notes. Their fingers may feel clumsy. But over time, those small mistakes become lessons. Those lessons become skills. And one day, they will look back and see how far they have come. The same idea works for learning English. If you practice a little every day, you will improve. You may make mistakes. That is normal. Mistakes are not bad. They are part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. So the most important thing is to keep moving forward. Don't stop because you are afraid. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just take one small step today, and then another step tomorrow. You are already on your journey. You are already doing something amazing. Keep going, my friend. You are closer than you think. Your progress is real, and it matters. Let's continue the story. Imagine a person who wants to learn to play the guitar. If this person says, I will only play when I can play perfectly, then what happens? They will never start. They will keep waiting and waiting, but they will never begin. But if the person plays for just 5 minutes every day, even with mistakes, after 1 month, they can already play a song. That is the power of progress. Small steps every day can lead to big results. The same idea is true for learning English. If you speak a little bit every day, even if you make mistakes, you are still moving forward. And moving forward is always better than staying in one place. Even if you are not perfect, you are still improving. And that improvement is important. Now, let's talk about perfection. What does perfection mean? In simple words, perfection means something is 100% correct. No mistakes. No problems. Everything is exactly right. It sounds good, doesn't it? But here is the important part. Perfection is not real. It is only an idea in our minds. Nobody is perfect. No language learner is perfect. No teacher is perfect. Not even native speakers are perfect. Think about it. Do native English speakers sometimes make grammar mistakes?
Yes.
Do they sometimes forget words?
Yes.
Do they sometimes spell words wrong? Of course. So, if native speakers are not perfect, why should you try to be perfect? The problem with perfection is that it stops us from trying. It is like a wall that blocks us. We think, if I am not perfect, I should not try. But if we never try, we never grow. And if we never grow, we never reach our dreams. That is why I want you to remember this. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is progress. Progress means moving forward. Progress means being better today than you were yesterday. Progress means learning from your mistakes and trying again. For example, maybe yesterday you only knew 10 English words. Today you know 15. That is progress. Maybe yesterday you were afraid to say one full sentence. Today you said 3 sentences. That is progress. Maybe yesterday you listened to English for only 5 minutes. Today you listen for 10 minutes. That is progress. And here is something really important. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are part of the learning process. They are proof that you are trying. When you make a mistake, you are learning something new. You are getting closer to your goal. So please, don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. Every time you speak, you grow a little more. Every time you listen, you improve a little more. Every time you practice, you become stronger. Your journey is not about being perfect. Your journey is about becoming better. Step by step.
Day by day.
Keep moving forward. You are doing great, and you are closer than you think. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake shows you what you need to learn next. Every mistake is a small step on your learning journey. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they fall down? Yes. Do they stand up and try again?
Yes.
Do people laugh at them for falling?
No.
People clap, smile, and say, "Good job. You are learning." The baby does not stop because they fell. They try again and again and again. In the same way, when you make mistakes in English, it means you are learning. It means you are moving forward. It means you are alive and growing. So, my dear friend, please don't wait for the perfect moment. Speak now.
Right now.
Practice now. Even if you feel nervous. Even if you feel not ready. Because the truth is, you are ready. You are ready to grow. You are ready to improve. By the end of this episode, I hope you understand something very deep. Small steps are always better than no steps. Speaking a little English every day is better than waiting for the perfect day. Making mistakes is not failure. It is part of the journey. Remember, you are not here to be perfect. You are here to learn, to grow, and to enjoy the process. This is your time. This is your space. This is your special moment. So, welcome again to English Journey Conversation. Let's continue this beautiful journey together. Let's choose progress over perfection. Maybe right now you're learning English, but you feel shy. You feel nervous. You are afraid to speak because you think, I must speak like a native speaker. If I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. So you wait. You wait for the right moment. You wait for the perfect time to start speaking. But here's the truth. The perfect time never comes. And that is the biggest problem with perfection. It stops us from trying. Let me share some everyday examples of perfectionism. Example 1. A student in school. Imagine a student who studies very hard. She takes a test and scores 9 out of 10. That is an excellent score, right? But instead of feeling happy, she feels disappointed because she missed one question. She thinks, I should have scored 10 out of 10. This kind of thinking can make a person feel unhappy even when they do very well. It makes them forget how far they have come. It makes them forget their progress. Perfectionism makes us focus only on what we did wrong. It makes us forget what we did right. It makes us feel like we are not good enough, even when we are doing great. So please, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself too strictly. You are not a robot. You are a human being. And human beings learn through practice. Human beings learn through mistakes. Human beings grow slowly, step by step. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep moving. The goal is to keep improving. The goal is to keep trying. You can do this. You are capable. You are strong. You are already doing something amazing by learning English.
Keep going. Keep speaking.
Keep practicing. And remember, progress is better than perfection. In the first example, the student gets a score of 9 out of 10. That is an excellent result, right? But instead of feeling happy, she feels sad. She thinks, why didn't I get 10 out of 10? She forgets that 9 is amazing. She forgets that she studied hard and did her best. This is perfectionism. Perfectionism makes her focus on the one mistake instead of celebrating all the things she did well. She forgets to be proud of herself. Let's look at another example. Example 2, a worker at the office. Think about a man at work. He wants his project to be perfect. He checks everything again and again.
He works late at night.
He uses a lot of energy and time to make sure there are no mistakes. But when the work is finally finished, he doesn't feel proud. He feels tired, stressed, and worried. He is always afraid that someone will find a tiny error. This is also perfectionism. It takes away his peace and his joy. Instead of feeling satisfied, he feels anxious. Now, let's think about English learners. This is example 3. Maybe someone just like you. Many learners believe they must speak with perfect grammar and perfect pronunciation. They think, if I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. Or they think, if I don't sound perfect, I should stay quiet. So what happens? They don't join conversations. They don't ask questions. They don't practice. And because they don't practice, they don't improve. Do you see the problem? The fear of not being perfect stops them from making progress. This is how perfectionism hurts learning. Perfectionism can also make us feel like we are never good enough. Even when we are doing well, we still feel like something is missing. We don't feel proud of ourselves. We always think, I need to do more. I need to be better. This kind of thinking is heavy. It makes the journey longer, harder, and less enjoyable. It makes learning feel like a burden instead of a joy. Now, let me be clear. It is good to care about quality. It is good to try your best. There is nothing wrong with wanting to do well. But there is a big difference between doing your best and trying to be perfect. Doing your best means you try, you learn, and you keep going. You make mistakes and you learn from them. You do not give up. You keep moving forward. Trying to be perfect means you want to avoid mistakes at all costs. You want everything to be 100% correct. You want to look perfect in front of others. And because of that, you may never start. Doing your best is about progress. Trying to be perfect is about fear. So the next time you feel afraid to speak English, remember this. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be brave enough to try. You only need to take one small step. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to not know everything. What matters is that you are learning. What matters is that you are moving forward. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to grow. You are here to improve. And you are here to enjoy the process. Keep going, my friend. You are doing great. You are already making progress. Just keep moving forward, one step at a time. Being perfect means you are afraid to make mistakes. And that fear can stop you from growing. When you want to be perfect, you try to avoid mistakes at all costs. You might not speak, you might not write, and you might not practice. But this stops your learning. So in this podcast, when we talk about perfection, We are not saying you should be lazy. We are not saying you should stop caring about your work or your English. No, we are saying something different. We are saying, do not let the idea of being perfect stop you from trying, learning, and improving. Perfection is not the goal. Growth is the goal. Learning is the goal. Trying is the goal. And please remember this. Mistakes are a natural and important part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. Even great teachers sometimes forget words. That is completely normal. The key is not to avoid mistakes. The key is to keep learning, keep practicing, and never give up. So now that we understand what perfection is, why it looks attractive, and why it can actually hurt us, let's move to the next and much better idea: progress. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful than perfection. Let's talk about progress. Progress is what really helps us learn, grow, and feel proud of ourselves. And the good news is you can start making progress today with just one small step. What is progress? Progress means moving forward. It means getting a little better step by step. Progress does not mean you are perfect. Progress does not mean you never make mistakes. Progress means you are not the same as yesterday. Maybe you only improved a little bit, but that little bit matters. If you learn one new word today, that is progress. If you understand one more sentence than you did last week, that is progress. If you smile and say hello to someone in English, that is progress too. Progress is not always big. Sometimes it is very small. Sometimes it feels slow. But progress is real. It is happening whenever you try, whenever you practice, whenever you keep going. That is why progress is so powerful, because it makes learning feel possible. It makes your goal feel closer. It helps you feel confident. It helps you feel proud of yourself, even if you are not perfect yet. Progress is also a kind of freedom. It frees you from the pressure of being perfect. It allows you to make mistakes and still move forward. It allows you to learn in a calm and happy way. And here is another important point. Progress builds confidence. When you see that you are improving, even a little bit, you start to believe in yourself. You start to feel stronger. You start to feel more excited to continue. So, don't focus on being perfect. Focus on being better than yesterday. Focus on taking one small step today. That is progress. You can start now. You can speak one sentence in English today. You can listen to a short podcast. You can read one paragraph. You can write one sentence. All of these are progress. Remember, progress is better than perfection. Progress is the real goal. Progress is your path to success. Progress is more important than perfection. Perfection is not real. Progress is real. You can see it. You can feel it. You can celebrate it. And celebrating your progress gives you energy to keep learning.
Let's look at an example.
Example 1. Learning English. Imagine a person who wants to speak English fluently. On the first day, they can only say, "Hello, my name is." They feel shy and nervous. They think their English is not good enough. But they don't stop. They practice for 5 or 10 minutes every day. After 1 week, they can make short sentences like, "I like pizza," or "I live in Brazil." After 1 month, they can talk about their daily life. After 6 months, they can have a full conversation with another person. That is progress. They didn't become perfect in 1 day. But because they kept going, they became better and better. Now, let's compare this with another person. Imagine another person who says, "I will only speak when my English is perfect. I want to sound like a native speaker before I open my mouth." This person watches videos, studies grammar, and takes notes. But they don't actually speak. After 1 week, nothing changes. After 1 month, they still don't speak. After 6 months, they feel stuck and disappointed.
Why?
Because while they were waiting for perfection, they were not making progress. They were not practicing. They were not speaking. And without practice, there is no improvement. Now, let's look at another example. Example 2. Riding a bicycle. Think about learning how to ride a bike. On the first day, you fall down. You feel scared, but you try again. On the second day, you can balance for 2 seconds. On the third day, maybe 5 seconds. After 1 week, you can ride around the block. That is progress. You didn't need to ride perfectly on the first day. You just needed to start. Each small step brought you closer to success. This is the truth about progress. Progress is not about being the best. It is about being better than before. Progress is not a race. You don't have to compare yourself to other people. You only need to compare yourself to who you were yesterday. You only need to look at your own journey. If you are improving even a little bit, you are doing great. Progress is also about consistency. Doing a little bit every day is better than doing a lot once a month. When you practice regularly, your brain starts to learn naturally. It becomes easier. It becomes a habit. When you choose progress over perfection, learning becomes more fun. You feel more confident. You feel more relaxed. You enjoy the process. And the best part is that progress is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of living. Instead of saying, I must be perfect, you say, I am improving. Instead of saying, I am not good enough, you say, I am learning. Instead of saying, I am afraid to speak, you say, I will try. That is progress. So remember this. Progress is real and perfection is not. Progress is a step forward. Progress is a small win. Progress is your path to success. You can start today. You can take one small step right now. It could be speaking 1 sentence, listening to 1 podcast, or reading 1 paragraph. Just start.
Keep going.
And celebrate your progress. You only need to compare yourself to yourself. The only question you should ask is, am I moving forward? If the answer is yes, even if it is just a little bit, then you are making progress. And that is something to celebrate. That is something to feel proud of. Remember, success in English or in anything comes from small repeated steps. Every time you listen, every time you practice, every time you try, you are moving forward. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait to be perfect. Just take 1 small step today. That is progress. And progress will take you further than perfection ever could. This same truth about progress is true for everything in life. Whether you are learning English, getting healthier, starting a new job, or becoming more confident, it all happens slowly, step by step, with patience, practice, and time. That's why it is so much better to focus on progress instead of perfection. Progress helps us feel good about what we are doing. It helps us stay motivated. And most importantly, it helps us keep moving forward even when things feel hard. So, I want you to remember this. Progress is your friend. Progress is kind. Progress is patient. Progress doesn't ask you to be perfect. Progress only asks you to keep going. If you make even 1 small improvement today, that is enough. And if you keep making small improvements every day, one day you will look back and see how far you have come. You will feel proud. You will say to yourself, wow, I didn't even realize how much I've grown. But now we need to talk about something that often gets in the way of progress, something that makes many people feel stuck, afraid, or even sad. That thing is called perfectionism. And if you are not careful, it can stop your progress. So, what is perfectionism? Perfectionism is the strong desire to be perfect all the time. It's when you feel like you must do everything without mistakes. You must always be right. You must always look good. You must always perform at your best. Perfectionism can show up in many parts of life. It can affect school, work, relationships, and learning. When you are a perfectionist, you may feel pressure all the time. You may feel stressed. You may feel tired. You may feel like you are never enough. Perfectionism is like carrying a heavy backpack. It weighs you down. It makes every step harder. It makes the journey feel long and difficult. And it can make you feel unhappy, even when you are doing well. The biggest problem with perfectionism is that it stops you from starting. It stops you from trying. It makes you wait for the perfect moment, which may never come. When you wait for perfection, you miss opportunities. You miss chances to learn. You miss chances to grow. And you miss chances to enjoy the process. So remember, perfectionism is not your friend. Progress is your friend. Progress helps you move forward. Progress helps you feel confident. Progress helps you become the person you want to be. Now, let's continue our journey and learn how to overcome perfectionism and choose progress instead. We will look at ways to change our thinking, practice more, and build confidence step by step. You are not alone in this. Many people feel the same way. But the good news is, you can change. You can choose progress. You can start today. Just take one small step. That is enough. That is progress. Perfectionism is when you feel like you must do everything exactly right, without any mistakes. At first, perfectionism might look like a good thing. It seems like you care about your work. You want to do your best. And of course, caring about quality is not bad. But here is the problem. Perfectionism often becomes a heavy block. Instead of helping us, it can slow us down or even stop us completely. Let's look at a few ways perfectionism can hurt us. Problem 1. Perfectionism stops us from starting. When you want everything to be perfect, you might wait too long. You keep telling yourself, I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'll start when the conditions are perfect. You wait for the perfect day, the perfect situation, or the perfect mood. But the truth is, the perfect day never comes. And because you are waiting, you never start. If you don't start, you don't grow. This happens a lot with English learners. Maybe you felt this too. Some learners say, I'll start speaking when my grammar is better. I'll practice after I learn 1,000 words. I'll join a conversation when I feel more confident. But instead of speaking, they wait. And waiting becomes a habit. Day after day, week after week, nothing changes. That is how perfectionism stops growth. Problem 2. Perfectionism creates fear of mistakes. Another big problem with perfectionism is the fear of making mistakes. Many people are so afraid of being wrong that they stay silent. They don't ask questions. They don't join conversations. They don't even try.
Why?
Because they think, if I make a mistake, people will laugh at me. People will think I'm not smart. But here is the truth. Mistakes are not something to fear. Mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake shows you the next step you need to learn. Every mistake is a chance to grow. If you avoid mistakes, you also avoid growth. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are the path to success. Problem 3. Perfectionism makes you feel not good enough. Here is another problem with perfectionism. It makes you feel like you are never good enough. Even when you do well, you still feel like something is missing. You feel like you should be better. This thinking is heavy. It makes you feel tired and unhappy. You start to believe that you are not good enough, even when you are doing your best. Perfectionism can also make you compare yourself to others. You may look at other people who speak English well and feel jealous or sad. You may think, why can't I be like them? But comparing yourself to others only makes you feel worse. It takes away your confidence. It makes your journey harder. Perfectionism is like a heavy backpack. It makes every step harder. It makes the journey longer and less enjoyable. So what can we do? We need to change our thinking. We need to choose progress instead of perfection. We need to understand that it is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to not be perfect. What matters is that we keep going. What matters is that we try. What matters is that we practice. Perfectionism is not your friend. Progress is your friend. Progress helps you move forward. Progress helps you feel confident. Progress helps you become better. So remember, don't wait for perfection. Don't fear mistakes. Don't think you are not good enough. Just take one small step today. That is progress. And progress will lead you to success. Perfectionism can make you feel like you are failing, even when you are doing well. Imagine this. You are learning new words. You understand more English every week. You are speaking more confidently than before. By every measure, you are improving. You are making great progress. But if you are trapped in perfectionism, you still don't feel happy.
Why?
Because you are not perfect. Instead of celebrating your growth, you feel frustrated. You focus on what is missing instead of what you have achieved. You think about the mistakes you still make. You think about what you cannot do yet. And this way of thinking is very heavy. It makes learning harder and less joyful. So, my friend, this is why perfectionism is a problem. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't give you peace. It steals your energy and confidence. And most importantly, it blocks your progress. But don't worry. We're going to talk about how to avoid perfectionism, how to free yourself from it, and how to keep moving forward with kindness and confidence. Sometimes, when you are learning, you only focus on what you don't know instead of celebrating what you have already learned. You might say things like, "My English is not good. I still make too many mistakes." Or, "I'm too slow." This kind of thinking makes you feel sad, tired, and unmotivated. It feels heavy. It's like walking up a big hill, but never stopping to look back and see how far you've already climbed. You only look up and say, "Oh no, I still have so far to go." Of course, when you only think this way, you feel discouraged. You feel like you can't continue. You feel like giving up. Now, let me give you a real-life example. Amina's story. Imagine a woman named Amina. Amina has been learning English for 6 months. Every day she listens to podcasts, watches English videos, and reads short stories in English. Her vocabulary is growing. She understands more and more. She is doing really well. But here's the problem. Amina does not speak with other people in English.
Why?
Because she is afraid. She thinks, "I am not ready. I am not perfect. What if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me?"
So she stays quiet.
She doesn't join conversations. She doesn't practice speaking. She does everything except the most important part, speaking. And because she doesn't speak, she doesn't improve her speaking skills. She stays stuck. She feels frustrated and disappointed. Amina is not alone. Many learners are like her. They study a lot. They listen a lot. They read a lot. But they don't speak. They think that speaking is the most difficult part, so they avoid it. They wait for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never comes. This is the effect of perfectionism. It makes you afraid. It makes you feel stuck. It makes you feel like you are not good enough. But here is the truth. You don't need to be perfect to speak. You only need to be brave enough to try. You need to remember that mistakes are part of learning. They are not a reason to stop. They are a reason to continue. Amina's story can change. She can start speaking today. She can start with one sentence. She can start with one small conversation. And if she does, she will begin to improve. She will begin to feel more confident. She will begin to enjoy the learning process. The key is to move forward, step by step. And that is what progress is all about. Amina is afraid of making grammar mistakes. She believes her English must be perfect before she talks to anyone. So, when her teacher asks her a question, Amina stays quiet. When she travels and someone speaks English to her, she smiles politely but says nothing. She thinks, If I use the wrong word or the wrong tense, people will laugh at me. Even though she is learning so much, she still feels like she is not good enough. This is what perfectionism does. It makes her forget about all the progress she has already made. It makes her focus only on her fear. She forgets to celebrate her achievements. She forgets that she is improving every day. Now, what if Amina chose progress instead? Let's imagine something different. What if Amina stopped trying to be perfect and started focusing on progress? Maybe she makes a grammar mistake, but that is okay. She learns from it. Maybe someone corrects her kindly, and next time she remembers the right way to say it. Slowly, Amina becomes more confident. She starts speaking more often. She enjoys conversations instead of fearing them. That is the power of choosing progress over perfection. Here is the truth about perfectionism. Perfectionism takes away your courage, your joy, and your confidence. It whispers lies to you like, you are not ready. You are not smart enough. You are not good enough. But you're good enough. You are more ready than you think. You don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to begin. Remember this. The people who succeed in English or in life are not the ones who are perfect. They are the ones who try. They make mistakes. They learn from those mistakes. They keep going. That is what really matters. So, my friend, don't let perfectionism stop your journey. You are learning. You are growing. And that is already more than enough. Now, let's talk about why progress is better. Now that we have talked about the problems with perfectionism, let's move to something much more positive: progress. When you focus on progress, you start to feel good about what you're doing. You feel proud of the small steps you take every day. You begin to see that learning is not a race. It is a journey. Progress makes learning feel easier. It makes you feel calm and confident. It helps you stay motivated even when things are difficult. Progress is also kind. It allows you to make mistakes and still keep moving forward. It allows you to learn at your own speed. And the best part is that progress builds your confidence. When you see yourself improving even a little, you begin to believe in yourself. You begin to trust your abilities. Progress is not about being perfect. Progress is about being better than yesterday. So, instead of saying, I am not good enough, you can say, I am improving. Instead of saying, I am afraid to speak, you can say, I will try. That is progress. So remember, my friend, progress is better than perfection. Progress is real. Perfection is not. Choose progress today.
Take one small step.
Speak one sentence. Listen for a few minutes. Write one paragraph. Do something. You are not alone. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone grows step by step. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep improving. Your progress is your power. Progress gives you the chance to grow, to learn, and to enjoy the journey. Progress is the key to success, not only in English, but in many parts of life. When you focus on progress, you feel happier and more confident. You begin to understand that learning is not about being perfect, it is about improving a little bit each day. The first reason progress is better is because progress builds confidence. Confidence means believing in yourself. It means feeling sure that you can do something. When you start something new, it is normal to feel shy or nervous. Maybe your hands shake. Maybe your heart beats fast. Maybe you think, I can't do this. But when you take small steps and succeed, even in a small way, your confidence grows. For example, if you say just one new sentence in English to a friend, even if it is not perfect, you will feel proud. That small success makes you want to try again. Little by little, these small wins add up. They grow into big confidence. One day you will notice that you feel stronger, braver, and more comfortable with English. And when you believe in yourself, It becomes much easier to keep practicing and learning. Confidence helps you continue even when things are difficult. Now, let's talk about another reason why progress is better than perfection. Progress grows step by step. Progress happens through small steps that lead to big results. No one becomes fluent in English in just one day. No one wakes up and is suddenly perfect at speaking. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes many small steps. Maybe today you learn 5 new words. Tomorrow you practice 1 new sentence. The next day you listen to a short podcast. Each step by itself may feel small. You might even think, this is nothing. I'm not improving fast enough. But here's the truth. When you add these small steps together over weeks and months, they create something big. It is like planting a tree. You don't see the tree grow in one day. But if you water it every day, little by little, the tree becomes tall and strong. The same is true for English learning. If you practice every day, even a little, you will improve. You will become stronger, smarter, and more confident. The progress you make may not feel big at the moment, but over time it becomes powerful. Progress also helps you enjoy the journey. When you focus on progress, you feel motivated. You feel excited to practice again. You feel proud of yourself for taking action. Progress makes learning feel fun. Another reason progress is better is that it reduces stress. When you try to be perfect, you feel pressure.
You feel worried about mistakes.
You feel scared of what others will think. But progress removes that pressure. Progress allows you to make mistakes and learn from them. Progress lets you move forward with a calm mind. Progress also makes learning more real. When you focus on being perfect, you may only study theory. You may read grammar books, but you may not speak. But progress means you practice.
You speak.
You listen. You use English in real life. Progress means you are not just learning, you are doing. So, remember this. Progress is better than perfection. Progress builds confidence. Progress grows step by step. Progress makes learning real. Progress makes you feel proud. And most importantly, progress keeps you moving forward. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Small regular steps done again and again lead to great success. Progress comes from doing, not waiting. This is one of the most important reasons progress is better than perfection. Many people make a mistake. They think, I must study everything first. I must know everything. I must be ready and perfect before I try. But that is not how learning works. Learning happens when you practice. You learn more when you speak. You learn more when you listen. You learn more when you read and write. You learn more when you actually try. Of course, you will make mistakes. But mistakes are not bad. Mistakes are part of the lesson. They show you what to practice next. If you wait until you feel perfect before trying, you miss so many chances to improve. The best way to learn English or anything is to start, even if you feel you are not ready. Progress feels good and keeps you moving. Progress also gives you a good feeling inside.
It keeps you motivated.
Have you ever finished a small task and felt proud? Maybe you learned a new word. Maybe you wrote 1 short sentence in English. Maybe you spoke 1 line in a conversation. These small successes give you energy. They make you feel excited. And this excitement helps you continue even when learning feels hard. If you focus only on being perfect, you may feel frustrated or sad. But when you focus on progress, you celebrate your efforts. You enjoy the process. And this positive feeling keeps you going. Let me share a simple example. Tom's story. Imagine a man named Tom. Tom wants to improve his English speaking. At first, he can only say very simple sentences. But he practices every single day. He talks with friends. He listens to podcasts. He watches English videos. Of course, he makes mistakes, but he doesn't stop. He keeps going. He keeps practicing. After 3 months, Tom can speak more easily. After 6 months, Tom feels comfortable in conversations. He can express his ideas more clearly. He can understand others better.
Why?
Because Tom chose progress over perfection. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't wait to be perfect. He started and kept going. Tom learned by doing. He learned through practice. He learned through mistakes. And that is the real way to improve. Now, think about yourself. You can be like Tom. You can start with small steps. You can practice every day. You can make mistakes and learn from them. You can keep moving forward. Progress is not about speed. Progress is about consistency. It is about showing up. It is about trying again and again. Even if you only practice for 5 or 10 minutes a day, you will improve. The important thing is that you keep going. Progress is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of living. When you choose progress, you choose growth. You choose happiness. You choose confidence. So remember, progress comes from doing, not waiting. Progress makes learning real. Progress makes you feel proud. Progress helps you reach your goals. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep moving forward. Tom focused on progress, not perfection. Because of this, he became confident and happy with his English. He didn't try to be perfect. He simply practiced, learned, and kept going. Progress is not just for English. Progress helps you in every part of life, not only in learning a language. If you want to exercise, you don't need to run for 1 hour every day. You can start with just 5 minutes. If you want to eat healthier, you don't need to change your whole diet in 1 day. You can start by adding 1 fruit or 1 vegetable to your meals. If you want to read more, start with 5 minutes before bed. These small steps look simple, but when you repeat them, they create big results over time. Small actions become habits. Habits become success. So, let's remember this. Progress is better than perfection because it builds your confidence. It happens through small steps. It teaches you through practice, not waiting. It makes you feel good and keeps you motivated. It helps you enjoy the journey instead of fearing it. When you focus on progress, you feel lighter, freer, and happier. You grow without even realizing it. Your confidence grows naturally. Your skills improve slowly but surely, and you begin to love the process. In the next part of this episode, I will share some simple tips to help you focus on progress every single day. These tips will make learning English easier, more enjoyable, and less stressful. You will learn how to practice without fear and how to celebrate your small wins. Simple tips to focus on progress. Now that we know why progress is better than perfection, let's talk about some simple and useful tips you can use every day. These tips will help you focus on progress, enjoy your learning journey, and feel proud of yourself. The best part is they are very easy. You can start using them right away. Tip 1. Set small and easy goals. The first and most important tip is to set small goals. When we try to do too much at once, it feels heavy. It feels impossible. And sometimes it makes us want to quit. But when we set small goals, we feel relaxed. We feel like we can do it. Small goals make learning fun. They make you feel successful. And success makes you want to continue. For example, instead of saying, "I will study English for 2 hours every day," you can say, "I will study for 10 minutes today." That is a small goal. It is easy to achieve. And when you finish, you feel proud. Another example is, instead of saying, "I will learn 100 new words this week," you can say, "I will learn 5 new words today." That is a small goal. It is simple and possible. Small goals help you build confidence. They help you stay consistent. They help you keep moving forward. Remember, progress is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing small things every day. Small goals feel possible. They feel clear. They feel motivating. For example, don't say, "I want to speak English perfectly." That goal is too big and too scary. Instead, say, "Today I will learn 3 new words," or "I will speak English for 5 minutes." Do you see the difference? Small goals are much easier to reach. And every time you reach one, you feel proud. That good feeling gives you energy to keep going step by step, day by day. These small goals add up to big progress. Tip 2. Celebrate your small wins. The second tip is to celebrate your small victories. This is very important. Many learners forget to do this. They only look at what they cannot do yet, and that makes them feel sad or frustrated. But progress is built on small wins. Did you learn one new word today? Celebrate it. Did you understand one sentence in a podcast? Celebrate it. Did you speak one line of English to a friend? Celebrate it. These small moments are proof that you are improving. When you celebrate, you give yourself positive energy. You feel good. You feel motivated. And you want to keep learning more. So don't wait for big success to celebrate. Celebrate every step. Tip 3. Don't compare yourself to others. The next tip is to stop comparing yourself to other people. This is something many learners struggle with. You see someone speaking English fluently and you think, "I'm not good enough. I'll never be like them." But remember, everyone's journey is different. Some people studied English for many years. Some people had more chances to practice. Some people live in a country where English is spoken every day. Your journey is not their journey. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare only to yourself. Ask yourself, am I better than I was last week? Do I understand more than I did last month? Can I say something today that I couldn't say yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you are making progress. And that is what really matters. Progress is about your own journey, your own improvement, your own growth. When you stop comparing, you feel lighter and happier. You feel more confident. You feel free to learn at your own pace. You start to enjoy the process instead of feeling stressed. Remember, success is not a competition. Your only competitor is the person you were yesterday. So keep moving forward one step at a time. Comparing yourself to others makes you feel small. But comparing yourself to your past self shows you how far you've come. That is what really matters. Tip 4. Practice a little every day. The fourth tip is to practice every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Consistency is the secret to success. It is better to do a little bit every day than to study for hours only once a week. 10 minutes of English every day is enough. You can listen to one short podcast, read one page of a story, write a small journal entry, or speak a few sentences to yourself. When you do this daily, English becomes part of your life. It feels natural. It feels easy. And slowly, without even noticing, you start to improve. Remember, practice doesn't have to be perfect or long. It just has to be regular. Tip 5. Remember, mistakes are your teachers. Finally, one of the most important tips. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning something new. Everyone. Even native speakers make mistakes. Mistakes are not a sign of failure. Mistakes are lessons. They show you what to learn next. For example, maybe you use the wrong tense. Maybe you forget a word. Maybe you pronounce something incorrectly. That's okay.
Keep speaking.
Don't stop. Later, you can check the correct way and try again. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make. But mistakes will always be part of learning, and that's completely normal. So instead of feeling ashamed, welcome mistakes. Say to yourself, "Good, I made a mistake. That means I'm learning." Final thought, let's review these simple tips. Set small, easy goals. Celebrate your small wins. Don't compare yourself to others, only to yourself. Practice every day, even just for 10 minutes. Remember that mistakes are your teachers. If you follow these tips, you will feel less pressure and more joy. You will see your progress step by step, and you will feel proud of yourself. Progress is not a race. It is a journey. It is a path you walk every day. And every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. So start today. Take one small step. Speak one sentence. Listen to one short podcast. Read one paragraph. Write one line. You're already doing great. You are already on the right path. Keep moving forward. Keep learning. And remember, progress is better than perfection. And most importantly, you'll keep moving forward with confidence. Daily habits that lead to progress over perfection. To summarize what we learned earlier, focusing on progress means setting small goals, celebrating every success, not comparing yourself to others, practicing every day, accepting mistakes as normal and helpful. These simple tips will help you enjoy learning English and keep moving forward. Remember, your progress is your own success. Every small step counts. Thank you for listening to this episode of English Journey Conversation. Keep practicing, keep celebrating, and most of all, keep focusing on your progress. You're doing great. Now, let's take it one step further. Let's talk about daily habits, because habits are the secret to real growth. If you want to improve your English or any skill, the best way to succeed is to build good daily habits. Habits make learning easier because you don't have to think too much. You just do them, like brushing your teeth or drinking water. And when your habits are focused on progress, not perfection, you keep moving forward little by little every single day. When you set small goals and complete them, you feel happy and proud. That feeling gives you energy to continue. And when you keep doing small things every day, these small goals slowly create big progress. This is why small goals are so powerful. They make your learning feel easy and enjoyable, not heavy or scary. Now, let's talk about the third daily habit. Speak out loud every day. Speaking is one of the best ways to improve your English. You don't always need a partner to practice. You can speak to yourself, repeat sentences after a podcast, or record your own voice and listen again. If you have a friend to practice with, that is even better. At first, speaking out loud may feel strange or uncomfortable. You may worry, what if I make a mistake? But remember, mistakes are normal. They are not a problem. They are a natural part of learning. Mistakes help you understand what to improve next. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. After some time, speaking will feel natural and your confidence will grow. The fourth daily habit is listen carefully every day. Listening is very important because it trains your ears to recognize English sounds, words, and rhythm. You can listen to songs, watch short videos, or enjoy podcasts like this one. At first, you might not understand everything, and that is okay. The key is to keep listening regularly. Over time, your brain will become used to English, and you will understand more and more. Listening is not about understanding everything at once. It is about training your mind slowly. Little by little, your comprehension improves. You will start noticing that words you did not understand before now sound familiar. This is progress. The fifth and final daily habit is write a little every day. Writing helps you practice grammar and vocabulary. You can keep a small notebook or journal and write 2 or 3 sentences about your day, your thoughts, or what you learned. For example, you could write, "Today I learned 3 new words. I listened to an English podcast. I feel happy about my progress." You don't need to write a long story. Even short sentences are enough. The important thing is to write regularly. Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is progress, not perfection. Writing every day helps your brain remember new words and grammar. It also helps you think in English. Now, let's review the daily habits we talked about today. First, practice a little every day. Even 10 minutes is enough. Second, set small daily goals that are easy to achieve. Third, speak out loud, even if it feels strange at first. Fourth, listen carefully every day, even if you don't understand everything. Fifth, write something in English every day. If you make these habits part of your daily life, English will become easier, more natural, and more fun. You will notice that you are improving step by step, and that progress will give you confidence. The most important thing is to keep going, day by day, without waiting for perfection. Your progress is your success. And before you know it, you will look back and say, "Wow, I have really improved." Remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is the goal. Now I want to share a short story with you. It is about a young woman named Lisa. Lisa wanted to learn English, but she was very afraid to speak. She believed she had to be perfect before she could talk to anyone. This fear stopped her from trying. Every time she wanted to say something, her mind went blank. She was afraid that people would laugh at her or think she was not smart. So, she stayed quiet. Instead of speaking, Lisa spent many hours studying grammar and memorizing words. She wanted to know everything perfectly before she tried to speak. But because she did not practice, she did not improve. She felt stuck. Her English was not growing. She was doing a lot of studying, but she was not moving forward. This made her feel sad and frustrated. One day, a friend gave her some simple advice. Don't wait to be perfect. Just start small. Speak a little every day. It is okay to make mistakes. Lisa did not believe it at first. She thought, how can I speak if I am not ready? But she decided to try anyway. She wanted to see if this small change could help. Lisa set a very small goal. She decided to say one English sentence every day. It could be about anything. She could talk about the weather, her family, or what she ate for lunch. The goal was so small that it did not feel scary. It felt possible. The first few days were difficult. She forgot words. She spoke slowly. She made mistakes. Sometimes she felt embarrassed. But Lisa did not give up. She was proud of herself for speaking, even if it was only one short sentence. She told herself, this is progress. This is my step forward. After 1 week, something began to change. Lisa was not as afraid anymore. Speaking was becoming easier. Her fear was becoming smaller. She began to feel more confident. She realized that mistakes were not the end of the world. They were part of the learning process. After 1 month, Lisa could speak more and more. She could talk about her daily life. She could share small stories. She could ask simple questions. She still made mistakes, but she no longer felt ashamed. She felt proud. She started to enjoy speaking English. She was no longer trapped by perfection. Lisa's story shows us something important. The secret to learning is not waiting for the perfect moment. The secret is taking small steps every day. When you focus on progress, you move forward. When you focus on perfection, you stay stuck. So remember this, you do not need to be perfect to start. You just need to begin. Progress is better than perfection. And every small step you take today will bring you closer to your goal tomorrow. After 1 month, Lisa could speak short conversations with her classmates. She listened carefully, copied new phrases, and practiced every day. She still made mistakes, but this time she wasn't embarrassed. She understood that mistakes are a normal part of learning. Lisa's small daily steps led to big progress. She became more confident, more fluent, and most importantly, she enjoyed learning English again. Takeaway for listeners. Lisa's story teaches us something important. Don't wait to be perfect. Start small. Keep practicing every day. Your mistakes don't stop you. They help you grow. Progress is not about doing everything perfectly. Progress is about doing your best each day. In today's episode, we learned something very important. Progress is better than perfection. We talked about how perfectionism can stop us from starting or continuing to learn. Sometimes when we wait to be perfect, we end up doing nothing at all. But when we choose progress, when we take small steps every day, we start to see real improvement. And this progress makes us feel more confident and happy. I also shared some simple and useful tips to help you focus on progress every day. Let's quickly review them together. 1. Set small, easy goals. For example, Learn 5 new words today or say one English sentence out loud. Small goals are easier to achieve and they keep you motivated. 2. Celebrate your small wins. Every little success is a reason to feel proud. When you celebrate, you feel more motivated to continue. 3. Don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is unique and your progress is your own success. Everyone learns at their own pace. 4. Practice every day, even for just a few minutes. 10 minutes of daily practice is better than one long study session once a week. Consistency is key. 5. Remember that mistakes are normal and helpful. Every mistake is a lesson that helps you improve. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make. Then I told you the story of Lisa. At first, she was afraid to speak English because she thought she had to be perfect. This fear kept her quiet. But when she started speaking just one sentence a day, she slowly gained confidence. She realized that speaking imperfectly was still better than not speaking at all. She saw that each small step made her stronger and more comfortable. So now, I want you to think about your own journey. What small step can you take today? Maybe you can speak one sentence, listen to a short podcast, or write a few lines in English. Whatever it is, remember that progress is the goal. Progress is not about being perfect. Progress is about moving forward. Keep going, step by step. You're doing great. Lisa gained confidence. She made mistakes, but she learned from them. Step by step, her English improved. Lisa's story shows us something very important. Small daily efforts can create big results. Finally, I shared a motivational message for you. Learning English is not always easy. Sometimes it feels slow or difficult. But every time you try, every time you practice, even for a few minutes, you are moving forward. You don't need to be perfect. What really matters is progress. My message for you is simple. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start or to speak. That perfect moment may never come. Instead, take action today. Speak a little. Listen a little. Write a little. Do something small every day. Over time, these small actions will add up to big improvements. And when you feel tired or want to give up, remember your goals and dreams. Think about why you started learning English in the first place. Maybe you want to travel, study, work, or connect with people around the world. Learning English will help you reach those dreams. Hold on to that motivation and keep moving forward. You are not alone on this journey. Many people around the world are learning English too. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone feels stuck sometimes. The difference between those who succeed and those who stop is this: the successful ones keep going. Before we finish, I want to say thank you from my heart. Thank you for listening to English Journey Conversation. It means so much to me that you chose to spend your time here. I am proud to be part of your English learning journey, and I am excited to bring you more episodes in the future. Each episode will help you practice listening, speaking, and learning something new in English. Please come back soon for more lessons, more stories, and more motivation. And here's one last tip. While you listen to this podcast, don't just listen silently. Try to speak out loud. Repeat sentences after me. Copy my words. This is how you improve your speaking and build confidence. Speaking out loud helps your brain remember English faster. It also makes your pronunciation better. So, let's make a promise together. Promise yourself that you will take one small step every day. It can be a simple sentence, a short listening practice, or a quick writing note. It does not have to be perfect. It only has to be consistent. Because consistency is the secret to progress.